Shalom, Yasrael, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Happy Sabbath. Uh, all right, man, we about to get started here in just a second. Anything anybody want to bring up from the weekend, what they saw on TV or whatnot? Anything on the news? Nothing on the news, nothing happening. What's up? I didn't see anything. Oh, yeah. What about you, Zanat? Nothing. All right. Okay, come here. I just wanted to show y'all this is like when you wear your garments, if you don't have sleeves, you can't be having garments with no sleeves on. Sleeveless. It's always good to have sleeves on. You know what I'm saying? Sleeves. The sleeves, not just your bare arms, just saying bare. And things like you trying to go up there like you all buff and stuff. I remember this one dude from GMS out there in I say Britain, Germany, and something like that. Not Germany, but Britain or something. He had that accent, but they was out there. He'd be out there with, you know what I'm saying, no sleeves on and stuff. And just like, nah, man, the elder stop that. You know. But we about to dive into this prayer so we can get into this Shabbat services, and I hope y'all read the Torah portions. All right, and we be out here at camp in just a bit. You know, who are out here in San Diego. Hope y'all join and come to camp, show your support. You know, always come and show support, and you know, ask questions, talk about things that you've been going through. We'll pull them up in the scriptures, and you know, show you what's going on. A lot of things is going on. Remember, these shelves is getting empty out here. Everybody start planning. You don't want to be caught slipping. I don't want to be made to eat my words either, but you don't want to get caught slipping. All right? Don't want to be getting caught slipping out here. And, you end up not having no food in your house. And now you robbing. You don't want to be a brother out here slipping, with your family. And you ain't been storing up food and get caught slipping. So you don't want to be a sister without a husband out here and get caught slipping because you ain't storing no food up. You ain't storing nothing up. You ain't doing nothing. Especially if you ain't got no man in the house. You ain't got no sword either. Y'all know what I mean by a sword. Modern day sword is bang bang. You ain't got no sword. Okay? Y'all don't want to get caught slipping out here. You gotta have something. Protect yourself. All right? Gotta have something to protect yourself. You got to be doing the things necessary to uh, protect yours, because people are gonna be ravishing these houses coming in. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna how you gonna get things done? Especially if you ain't got no man in these last days, and these grocery stores have but little on them shelves. And you just one woman and there's five men. Guess who's been disqualified to get that food off the shelf? That woman. She's been disqualified. She ain't finna get that food from them men. They don't care about chivalry then. Let the lady get something first, please. Fellas, come on. Be gentlemen. They ain't worried about chivalry in that time. Mm-mm. None of the above. No chivalry will no chivalry will get you anything in that time. Okay, so chivalry is about dead right now. Brothers ain't caring about that. They ain't caring about opening the door for women. Women don't respect men like that these days. It ain't man's fault. Can't blame a man for you can't blame a man for a woman not liking a man. You know. I don't want to get too much into that topic, but you know, uh, just be ready to protect yourself in these last days. Man. Let me let me bring up something quick. Appreciate it now. Mhm. Mhm. Let me get me a precept for y'all. I got some precepts to pull before we start. In the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Um, yeah. So, which uh, I can't go on the apocrypha. There's a site for it, but I forgot the name of it. So I'd rather go over here. Second Ezra 6:25. Let's go there. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 25. Hold on, man. First and foremost, not forget about this. What I've been taught to do. You know, This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, giving thanks unto God the Father, giving thanks to God and the Father by him, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So whatever you do in word, you go out there and you teach, you're giving somebody an understanding of something, that's the word. All right. And deed, you go out there, you give some food out or you help somebody and they say, thank you. Hey, man, say, hey, Tawada Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Don't thank me, thank Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? He allowed me to be able to come here and help you. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't thank me, thank Yahweh. So, let me go to Second Ezra 6 and 25 real quick. Just some last day stuff, just preparing, because if you want to make it to the end, there's certain things you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You need to understand prophecy. You need to understand, certain situations to get through. And I hope y'all taking notes and writing this stuff down, because that's how you get an understanding. Isaiah 29:8. Okay. This is how you get understanding, is through the precepts. This is how you get understanding, is through the precepts. Okay. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 24. And it reads, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee, race wars, chip, um, they already started chipping other countries, you know what I mean? And now they about to, putting the mark, chipping people's heads and stuff to mark people's foreheads and everything else. Man, it's about to be crazy out here. Race wars, famine, start, and you see it. It's not going to go away. So 2 Ezra 6 and 20, sorry, 25 again. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation, which is Hamashiach Yahushua. Right? And the end of your world. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. And the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And when he talked with me, behold, slack. I'm gonna start back at 25. Whoever shall remain from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. So that is my main focus, is to see the end of the world and to last and to endure to the end. Not to die off, not to be tired, not to give up, not to, not endure and start sinning and go off and the Most High take me out. I want to be righteous unto the end in everything that I do. And I strive for righteousness unto the end. Okay, let me skip to 33 real quick. Verse 33, and therefore hath he sent me to shew thee all these things, and to say unto thee, be of good comfort, and fear not, and hasten not with the times that are past, to think vain things, that thou mayest not hasten from the latter times. That hasten not, don't be too quick to do something, but hasten not. Let me read that again. And hasten not, verse 34, and hasten not with the times that are past. All right. Hasten not. Don't be too quick to do something, the things that you used to do in the past. Okay? Don't do those things. Be careful. Sin not, put on your mortal bodies. Take off your mortal bodies and your immortal body. Okay? I hope I said that right. And to think vain things, that thou mayest not hasten from the later times, that you might not get away from these latter times of sin, the things that you did wrong. Got to learn how not to lie, and that comes with humility and being humble and being meek, being patient too. Being patient. Admit when you're wrong, okay? And if you don't want to admit when you're wrong, hey, Shabbat Shalom, whoever this is from Super Plug Superstore. I don't know who that is, but Shabbat Shalom. Whoever that is, I pray you're not working on the Sabbath. All right? Pray you're not working on the Sabbath, and I pray you are at home. All right, don't break the law, and have the Most High take you out. Okay? Let me put my banner up. Salakia. I don't know why I didn't have my banner up. Got to put that in there. Praises. You know what I'm saying? Let me change something. Hey, remember y'all to pay your tithes and vows and support the ministry. You know, it helps out for us to be able to do things, go places, and trips and to hold camp at different spots of the world with brothers that hit us up from different spots of the world where we can go there with brothers and help them and teach them the truth and get them out there teaching whatever. And, you know, that's always a good thing. Okay. So, you know, support the ministry. Akim and Akwatim, you know, support the ministry, Baba Kusha, you know, pay your tithes. Um, kind, kind. Hey, all praises to the Most High, man. You're not working, whoever that is. Super plug, superstore, brother, sister. Yeah, Dwali Howie, you're not working. Um, so okay, let me finish what I was on. Verse 34. So, and hasten not with the times that are past to think vain things, that thou mayest not hasten from the later times. Now, you got to think. The mind is evil above all things. The mind is evil above all, is wicked above all things. So you got to pay attention to that in 34. Remember, you learn from the precepts. So that means you got to start cleaning out your mind. You got to start cleaning out your mind and the things and how you think. You got to get that stuff out your mind. How you think, you got to get, those are spirits on you, man. Those are spirits on you. And if you come to camp, I can teach you about spirits and the spirits that are on you. You got to understand that there's spirits that come on you and they get in you. Okay. You gotta be careful of that because them spirits get on you, man, they stay on you. Because you gotta fast that off. You gotta learn how to get these spirits off you. Okay. So and hasten not with the times that are past, to think vain things, to think vain things, that thou mayest not hasten from the later times. That you're not going to get away from them other times that you used to live and how you live because of your mind and how you think. Right? And it came to pass after this that I wept again and fasted 7 days and fast 7 days in like manner, that I might fulfill 3 weeks which he told me. Because the angel came to him to show him a prophecy, and the angel told him to fast a little bit more. And this is Ezra's. And that's what Ezra's going to do. He's going to fast another week. All right. So let me go to 43 real quick, jump over there. For as soon as thy word went forth, the work was made. For immediately there was great and innumerable fruit, and many and diverse pleasures for the taste and flowers of unchangeable color and odors of wonderful smell. And this was done the 3rd day. Upon the 4th day, thou commandest that the sun should shine. Hold on. Did I want to do that? So I got my notes in here. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I'm just going to continue at verse 36. I'm going to start from 35 to go on context. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 35. And it came to pass after this that I wept again and fast 7 days in like manner, that I might fulfill the 3 weeks which he told me. And the 8th night was my heart, and the 8th night was my heart vexed within me again. And I began to speak before the Most High. Right? He was speaking to something, vexed him in his mind. For my spirit was greatly set on fire, and my voice and my soul was in distress. Okay, let me get y'all to understand why his spirit was greatly set on fire. This is Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 29. Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? So let me precept that real quick. This is Psalms chapter 104 and verse 4. Who maketh this angel spirits and his ministers a flaming fire. So whenever these angels and ministers come to you, The word is as a flaming fire. You just be burning inside, man. So when I go to Jeremiah 23 and 29, it says, "Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces?" And let me go ahead and go to one more precept, just to Luke 24. Mhm. Looks like Luke 20. Started. Hmm. Luke 24. Watch this. Hmm. I know. This is going to give you a good understanding of what I'm trying to get you to understand. The burden inside and how the Most High's word is as a fire to you. Okay, Luke 24 and 32. I'm going to start at 31. And their eyes were open, and they knew him. And he vanished out of their sight. And they said one unto another, "Did not our heart burn within us while he talked with us by the way, and while he opened to us the scriptures?" So opening scriptures, it caused that it caused their heart, which is their mind, to burn within them. Of understanding is like this overwhelming that their spirit was overwhelmed. It was a spirit that became overwhelmed, and it felt good. It was like a burning. You sit there like, damn, what they said is true, man. And as one brother was talking to yesterday, his spirit burned within him, but at the same time, he still didn't believe it. Still didn't believe it. So this is Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 36. And in the eighth night was my heart vexed within me again, and I began to speak before the Most High. For my spirit was greatly set on fire, which is his mind, and my soul was in distress. And I said, O Lord, thou speakest from the beginning of creation, even the first day, and saidest thus, Let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect work. And then was the spirit, and darkness and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. And what I'm trying to get to is of these last days. Hold on, let me go over here. of these last days. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and with fearful constellation. And this hail right here represents an angel, all right, of the Most High. And I'll show you. This is Sirach, chapter 39, and verse 28. And it reads, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire, that's an angel. And hail, that's an angel. And famine, it's an angel that causes it. And death, that's an angel. And these were created for vengeance, see? These angels that cause these things to happen. Teeth of wild beasts, and scorpions and serpents, and the sword, which is today a modern gun. It's a spirit that caused people to go out and do these things. These are all spirits, teeth of wild beasts. These beasts, they cause those beasts to go out and attack people and do these things and all these such things, right? Punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandments. They're going to love when the Most High give them that word to do it. They're going to love doing it, right? They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. They shall not. So let me prove unto you again, real quick. I'm tripping. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104 and verse 4. Who maketh his angels spirits and his ministers a flaming fire. All right. So when you go over here, back over here, Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. These are angels. So we'll go back over here. Verse 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting, and hail, that angel, is going to cause hail, big balls with fire in them. Okay? Blasting and hail, and with fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword, that angel, right? For the sword and their destruction draws nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another people, and swords in their hands. That's an angel that is causing what? Race wars. And they will not transgress his commandments. Okay? Verse 16, there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor princes, and in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, and cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, with guns. That angel's going to cause all this destruction to happen. Just, hey, and they would not transgress his law. They're going to love doing it. And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. Because of the lack of bread. And y'all got to start getting with congregations and being ready to move with less. You can't take all this thing. Now it's time to liquidate. What's that? It's liquidate and consolidate. It's time to liquidate and consolidate. Liquidate and consolidate. It's time to sell things, not add things unto you. Get rid of them. That's why it's good to now You know what I'm saying? Really start getting garments, men. Start getting garments because it's going to be a day that, those garments are going to be able to fit in your bags and you can have them on and your tunics and your mitri and stuff like that. Getting your tunics and your mitris ready because you're going to be moving in those days and you ain't going to have too many changes of clothes. You can't take all your clothes with you. So those mitris, and you can get some sleeves, your sleeve tunics and stuff, your garments and stuff, your sleeve ones and everything else with underpants in them, and have like three garments rolled up real nicely, folded with everything, and put in your back with your mitris and your head with stuff for your head and for the sun and stuff. So you know you're gonna be walking and get nice boots. I say have more socks and underwear than anything. Socks and underwears and a staff and a staff. You're gonna have your side knife and your sword. That's just all you're gonna need in these last days, man. And as men of the Lord, hey, wherever we go, you know, we just gonna go. You know, Most High gonna make sure we eat, as long as we stay together. If man, you get separated from your family, you with the Akia, the Most High gonna take care of them. If you taught them the law, the Most High gonna take care of them because you won't be able to get back to that house. You won't be able to get back to that city. You won't in a day. That's why it's good to be with the Akim because the Most High wants it that way. If you got your family with you, the Most High wants it that way. All right. So, and for a great tribulation, we in Jacob's trouble right now. Jacob's trouble. It ain't big time Jacob's trouble, but it's Jacob's trouble right now. Man. So let us start about services. We about to go into prayers. So Amadi upon Yerushalayim. We're about to go into these prayers and we're gonna start Shabbat services. But these prayers are gonna be good. So All right, we'll go from the Hebrew to the Spanish, and then to the English. Selah. All right. Most High wrote a song about it. If I can hear it. Here we go. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Dash, Hayah, Shemkah, Yahweh, Malach Wakah, Taba'ah, Zaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Kahayah, Bashemayim, Latam Yanawa, come, call your womb, Masalaki now, Kabawaki now, Asalaki now, Kabawaki now, Wala'a, Tabi'ai now, inside the womb, Apo, Abashai now, Manrai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, with the Hara, Layalamyam, Aman, Bashim, Yahshua, Mashiach, Selah. Spanish. Hashem, Yahshua, Mashiach, Selah. Our Father, from heaven, hallowed be holy. Come, that will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Today, daily bread, give us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. It is not into temptation, for us, from thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. Selah. Selah. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house, they will still be praising Selah. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose Alahai is Yahweh. I will extol thee, my Alahai, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is Yahweh, and great is to be praised. Greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of thy glorious honor, thy majesty, and of thy wondrous works. And men shall speak of thy might, of thy terrible acts, and I will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. Yahweh is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom, talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy domain endureth throughout all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee. Thou givest them their meat in season. That openest thy hand, satisfy the desire of every living thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh to all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry, and will save them. Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak of the praises of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. But we will bless the Yahweh from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hashem, Hashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Hamashiach, Selah. First three prayers of Amanda, Abuwa, Ra, Ta, Yahweh, Hayinawa, Allah, 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 Tazaka, Walahaya, Allah, Shada, Allah, Ayuan, Kamal, Kasamiya, Barak, Yahweh, Wadan, Abarham, Kabawarwa, Yahweh, Kabawar, Yahweh, Mahaya, Yom, Yahweh, Yahweh, Makaya, the worship, Yahweh, Ata, Kadaya, Washika, Kadawash, Wakadawashim, Call, Yawon, Hala, Barak, Ata, Yahweh, Allah, Kadawash, bless you, Yahweh, our Father, our Abraham, our Isaac, our Yaakov, Almighty Power, Most High Power, who bestows mercy, bless you, Yahweh, Son of Abraham, you are mighty Yahweh, forever, Yahweh, who receives the dead, who is comparable to you, eternity, who cause death, and gives life, bless you, Yahweh, who gives life, to the dead, you are holy Yahweh, name is holy, every day, praise you, forever. Bless you, Yahweh, power is holy, Hashem, Yahushua, Selah. They go flies. A psalm for the Shabbat day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High. To shew forth thy loving kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night. Upon an instrument, 10 strings, and upon a psaltery, upon the harp, with a solemn sound. For thou, Yahweh, hast made me glad through thy works. I will triumph in thy works of thy hand. Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. For lo, thy enemies, Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eye also shall see my desire of on my enemies, and my ear shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree, He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our Alahaya. It shall still bring forth fruit in old age. It shall be fat and flourishing to shew that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock. There is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah. 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 Bahashem. Yahushua. Mashiach. Selah. Hey man, whoever watching, just say shalom so we know who you are. You know, we gotta know who you are. Say shalom. Type it in. As I said before, please donate to the channel. Pay your tithes. Cash App. All right, I'm gonna try to get some other platforms going on here. I mean, some other means of, you know, way to donate and everything else. You know, into the ministry and everything. It helps out a lot. So I pray y'all sat through the prayers, and now we're about to get through the Sabbath service and go into Torah portions. Always read the law on the Sabbath. Whew, man. Excuse me. So we're going to go to Genesis chapter 44 and verse 18. Start there. And remember, get out your pens and paper and take notes. You learn through the precepts. Let me go there. Again, you learn through the precepts. And this is for everybody. No one's excluded from this. This is Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 8, verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine, the learnings? Them that are weaned from the milk, which is the law, and drawn from the breast, the prophets. The prophets take the milk that they got and they push it out and give an understanding. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. All right? And that's how you learn. Precept upon precept. You take this precept, like I did with Psalms 104 and 4, right? Jeremiah 29 and 23 and 29. Then I was in Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 35, showing y'all understanding. And then I went to the same thing as the spirits, and I was giving y'all an understanding what was going on. Precept and precept upon precept. You learn, even one precept, you will learn and understand it, and you will read it somewhere else. And like, okay, yeah, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses may every matter be established. Okay, so you learn through the precepts. All right, like a precept will be like chapter 48 and verse 1. Verse 1 is a precept. If I go, all right, Genesis 44 and 1, that's another precept. You know, So now we're in the story of Joseph in captivity that his brothers put him in. And it's going to get solid. It's about to get heartfelt right now. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, excuse me. Can you bring that back? I just wanted to stay right there. I knew once I bought it out, done data brought it out. Remember, every teacher on here deserves respectful cooperation. So everybody, nobody's excluded from this. Take notes, man. You learn from the precepts. Everybody learns from the precepts. Even my own men should be doing this. Y'all too, because you learn from the precepts. I don't want nobody watching my channel saying they didn't learn anything. Okay? Yeah, we watched Officer Marcos channel. We didn't learn nothing. Not here. I'm here to teach. You know what I mean? Okay. So first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who we're ignorant called Jesus Christ. Shema Yasharala Yahweh, Lahaya Nawa Yahweh Akhed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. It's the first commandment. Right there. It's the first commandment. Lord our God is one Lord. All right. Okay, this is not first Colossians, but this is Colossians 3:17. Whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by Him. Again, whatsoever you do in word and deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, in His name, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by Him. All right. Let's go. All right. And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. Now, I don't like reading from this. I like reading from my sword. It's just much better. All right. This is from one. This is Genesis chapter 44, verse 1. And he commanded the no, 41, verse 1. My bad. I'm tripping. This is Genesis chapter 41, verse 1. And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed. Hold on, man. Genesis 44 and 18. Salakia. Sorry. Ooh, tripping, man. Genesis 44. So, to catch y'all up, Joseph is playing with his brothers. Okay? He is making them think that, I mean, Judah and them knowing somebody's setting them up. But, and Judah knows somebody from over there setting them. But they don't know who the person that is setting them up is. Their own brother, because they gave him into captivity because they didn't like him. They hated their brother. And that's what you call that sibling stuff, because they're not understanding the father and his youngest son. That love. Father gave all of them love. Jacob gave all of them love, period. And now they're much older, and they're older than Benjamin and Joseph. They're a lot older than him and than them. And Joseph and Benjamin are the youngest, so they're the babies of the family. The sons and the father is giving them, and that'll usually be the ones that get a lot of love, because when you get boys, you start treating them a certain way, and then through all your boys, you start finding out, like, all right, man, I should have gave him this. I should have gave him this, but I didn't give him this. So I'm gonna make sure I give him this and this to him. And then you get another son. It's like, man, dang, I gave him too much of this and that, so I'm gonna not give him too much of this and that and everything else. You learn along the way, and each son gets something different. And what Joseph got was something they didn't get, probably. So the brothers didn't like that. So that's just catching up on some stuff from the beginning. And now Joseph is seeing his brothers coming into Egypt, and he's getting feelings. He's seeing his brothers, and they're not recognizing him. But of course, they're not recognizing Joseph, because Joseph is dressed up like a heathen. Joseph is dressed up like a heathen. You know what I mean? So they're not when he's bald headed, no facial hair, and So this is Genesis chapter 41 and verse 13. And it came to pass as he interpreted to us, so it was. This is I think the baker telling him about a prophecy that Joseph prophesied for him and gave him an understanding of. Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily unto the dungeon. And he shaved himself and changed his raiment and came in unto Pharaoh. And that's why they didn't understand that, because his raiment was different from theirs. And he shaved himself. They didn't understand. Us Hebrew, man, we got beards. So he looked different, especially with no facial hair. Every brother look. If I didn't have facial hair and I walked up on you, I was around here somewhere looking like a damn Gentile, you probably wouldn't know me. I look totally different. So, Joseph is amongst them and he looks totally different. They don't recognize Joseph. So, if he had a beard, yeah, but Joseph didn't have a beard. So, this is Genesis. That just to catch you up on a little bit. This is Genesis 44:1. And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill them in sacks with food, as much as they can carry, and put every man's money in his sack's mouth. Beginning of the setup. And put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest, which is Benjamin, and his corn money. And he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, they and their asses. And when they were gone out of the city, and not yet far off, Joseph said unto his steward, up, follow after the men. And when thou doest overtake them, say unto them, wherefore have ye rewarded evil for good? Is not this it in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed divineth? So I looked up that divineth for y'all, just to give y'all an understanding. Um, divineth in the Hebrew, H5172, Nakash, Nakash, all right, meaning to observe signs, learn by experience, diligently observe, or enchanter. So when it's talking about in verse 5, it's not this it in which my Lord drinketh. Ain't this his cup of drinketh, and whereby indeed he divineth? He knows this is his. He knows it's stolen. He observed that it was gone. He didn't think he's not going to know it's gone. It's his cup. And it's like basically it's always in one spot and it's gone. Playing tricks on him. Ye have done evil in so doing. And he overtook them, and he spake unto them these same words. And they said unto him, wherefore saith my Lord these words? God forbid that thy servant should do according to this thing. Right? Exodus 20:15, meaning thou shalt not steal. Behold, the money which we found in our sack's mouth, we bought again unto thee, out of the land of Canaan. How then shall we steal out of the Lord's house silver or gold? Come on, man. The money that was in our sacks, we gave back to you. I should have told you that we was honest, That's what he's saying to him. You should know that we honest, because the money we had in our sacks that we told y'all that was put there that we didn't, we gave it back to you. So if we that honest, why would we take a cut? That don't make any sense. Behold, the money which we found in our sacks' mouths we bought again unto thee, out of the land of Canaan. How then should we steal out of the Lord's house silver or gold? With whomsoever of thy servants it be found, both let him die, and we also will be my Lord's bondmen. And why would they say that? And if they knew it was in Benjamin's sack, let him die. They did give Joseph into captivity, And we also will be my Lord's bondmen. And he said, now also, let it be according unto your words. He with whom it is found shall be my servant, and ye shall be blameless. Then they speedily took down every man his sack to the ground, and opened every man his sack. And he searched, and began at the eldest, and left at the youngest. And the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. Then they rent their clothes, and laid every man his ass, and returned to the city. And Judah his brethren came to Joseph's house, for he was yet there, and there fell before him on the ground. And Joseph said unto them, what deed is this that ye have done? Wot ye not that such a man as I can certainly divine? You don't understand that a man like me, I understand these things, and I'm not stupid. I know what's going on. He's messing with him. And Judah said, What shall we say unto my Lord? What do you want us to say? What shall we speak? What shall we speak? Or how shall we clear ourselves? God hath found out the iniquity of thy servants. Behold, we are my Lord's servants, both we and he also with whom the cup is found. And he said, God forbid that I should do so, but the man in whose hand the cup is found, he shall be my servant. And as for you, get you up in peace unto your father. Then Judah came near unto him, said, O my Lord, let thy servant, I pray thee, I'm sorry, verse 18. Then Judah came near unto him and said, O my Lord, let thy servant, I pray thee, speak a word in my Lord's ears. And let not thine anger burn against thy servant, for thou art even as Pharaoh. My Lord asked his servant, saying, Have ye a father? He said, You asked us, do we have a father? Have ye a father or a brother? And we said unto my Lord, We have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, a little one, and his brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother, and his father loveth him. And thou saidst unto thy servants, Bring him down unto me, that I may set my eyes upon him. And we said unto my Lord, The lad cannot leave his father, for if he should leave his father would die. All right? All right. So basically, father don't think something happened unto Benjamin. And thou saidst unto thy servants, Except your youngest brother come down with you, you shall see my face no more. And it came to pass, when we came up upon thy servant my father, we told him the words of my Lord. And our father said, Go again and buy a little food. And we said, We cannot go down if our youngest brother be with us. Then will we go down, for we may not see the man's face except our youngest brother be with us. And thy servant, so like, hold on. And thy servant, my father, said unto us. Now he's saying, and thy servant, my father, said unto us, right? Being very humble. And thy servant, my father, said unto us, Ye know that my wife bare me two sons. And the one went out from me, and I said, Surely he is torn in pieces, and I saw him not since. And if ye take this also from me, and mischief befall him, he shall bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. Mm. Now therefore, when I come to thy servant my father, and the lad be not with us, seeing that his life is bound up in the lad's life, it shall come to pass when he seeth that the lad is not with us, that he will die. And thy servant shall bring down the gray hairs of thy servant our father sorrow to the grave. For thy servant became surety for the lad unto my father, saying, If I bring him not unto thee, then I shall bear the blame to my father forever. Now therefore I pray thee, let thy servant abide instead of the lad, a bondman to my Lord, and let the lad go up with his brethren. For how shall I go up to my father, and the lad be not with me? Least peradventure I see the evil that shall come on my father. Ka Asherah, the bar Yahweh, and I Yeshua and Ashemai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. All right, we're going on to 45. Whew. Here we go. Here we go. This is the part that makes me get a little, you know what I'm saying? So this is Genesis 45 and verse 1. Then Joseph could not refrain himself before all them that stood by him. And he cried, does every man to go out from me? And there stood no man with him. While Joseph made himself known unto his brothers, like, man, my brothers are leaving me. They leave it. They don't even recognize it's me. And he don't want them to leave, so he's doing things to make them stay. And the things he's doing to make them stay is a little harsh, but he's at the same time getting back at them, at the same time making sure no harm comes upon him. Even when he had his brother put in jail, that no harm was upon him. Which brother was in jail? You know, Nakar? I believe it was. But we got to understand what happened to that point with Reuben. Was Reuben the one, the oldest one, that didn't want to see nothing happen to him, so now put him in a hole? Or was it Judah? That's what you got to find it. Huh? It was Judah. Right. Mm. Man. Okay. Verse 2, and he wept aloud, and the Egyptians. I take that back. That told him to put him in the pit. Okay. Which chapter was it in? It's in Genesis 37, verse 22. Said verse 21. And Reuben heard it, he delivered him out of their hands, and said, let us not kill him. Reuben said unto them, shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that it is in the wilderness. Lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands to deliver him to his father again. So it starts at 21. Okay. Genesis 37, verse 20. This is Genesis 42 and verse 8. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. Remember, because he had no beard, he was shaven in his attire. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them and said unto them, ye are spies. Now he started to mess with them. Right? Let's see who he put in jail. Okay, so it was Simeon that was locked up. Uh, Genesis 42 and 36. And Jacob their father said unto them, Me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon is not. And ye will take Benjamin away. All these things are against me. Mm. So yeah, so Simeon was there. Simeon, Dominicans today. So Simeon, Joseph locked up Simeon. Simeon, which is the brother of Levi. Reuben is the oldest brother. Okay, cool. Got that out of the way. All right, this is Genesis chapter 45 and verse 2. And he wept aloud, and the Egyptians and the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph. Doeth my father yet live? And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence, and they were in awe. What? And Joseph said unto his brethren, Come near to me, I pray you. And they came near. And he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. Now therefore be not grieved nor angry with yourselves, that ye should me hither, that ye sold me hither. For God did send me before you to preserve life. For these 2 years hath the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in the which there shall neither be earing nor harvest. And God sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, meaning compassion in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So now it was not that so so now it was not you that sent me hither, but Yahweh. And he hath made me a father to Pharaoh, and lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. Haste you and go up to my father and say unto him, Thus saith thy son Joseph, God hath made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down unto me, tarry not. And thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children and thy children's children, and thy flocks and thy herds, and all that thou hast. And there will I nourish thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou and thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty. And y'all got to understand that people that are in Egypt right now are not the Egyptians. You got to understand Ptolemy is the one that took over their land, one of the 4 generals of Alexander the Greek, Philip the Macedonian son. Philip the Macedonian son. And you can look inside the book of First Maccabees and 9 and look at when the generals took over there. Ptolemy, and then Antiochus Epiphanes took over their land and chased out Ptolemy, another Grecian, white boy. So all those people over there that are light bright, they're mixed with Greek men, and they exiled the real Egyptians out of that land into Sudan. The people in Sudan over there, those are the real Egyptians. The ones that be around here in San Diego, people from Sudan, those are the real Egyptians. And you can ask the elders, they'll tell you. So Joseph was a Hebrew man and his wife was an Egyptian woman. You had Manasseh and Ephraim, Cubanos, and the Puerto Ricans. So just to share that right there. But yeah, man. But it was still in man. He's like, hey man, this was supposed to happen. Tell you don't trip. This was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen. The Most High wanted that to happen. But you still got to take into account what happened, man. They hated their little brother. Let me go to 1 John 3 and 14 real quick. It's 1 John 3 and 14. We know that we have passed from death unto life because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. And you know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him. They hated their brother, man. They was jealous of him. A man is always jealous of his neighbor for some reason. Let me get that, man. A man is always jealous of his neighbor for some oddball reason. There's something that'll cause another man to be jealous of his brother. And it's wrong. And it's not good. It causes death. It causes anguish. It causes a father to die before his time. All right? It'll come up. Yeah. I forgot what precept I was going to get. But yeah, it'll cause a man to die before his time, man. His son. Especially his firstborn or his only son. But it causes those things to happen. All right. I'm starting verse 8. So now it was not you that sent me hither, but Yahweh. And he hath made me a father to Pharaoh, and Lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. Haste you, right? Hurry up, man. It's going to haste you. Be quick about it. Haste you. Go up to my father and say unto him, Thus saith the son Joseph. Thus saith thy son Joseph. God hath made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down unto me. Tarry not. Joseph heard me. Our father Jacob, Jacob, our forefather Jacob, he hear that he gonna be happy in his. Man, I would have took up out the house. I'd have been gone, man. My son, where? All through the woods, man. My son, where? Man, they had to catch up to me. I'd be gone, man. Be gone, man. Where you at? What's up, baby? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? How you doing, baby? What's up? Man, I miss you, man. What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? Shalom, about you, man. You know what I'm saying? Yabaraka Yahweh about you, man. What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. You know, you can understand how Jacob felt. You know, especially watch when he hear that news. Man, he gonna be like, wow. So you can imagine what Benjamin and his brother Jacob and Judah and them are thinking right now. They just feel like doo-doo. They feel like doo-doo because of what they did to their brother because of jealousy. Jealousy is destructive, man. Jealousy is so destructive. It's destructive. And it destroys your soul. It'll have you thinking all kind of things about a man that you really wouldn't believe. Listen, see how women, when they're jealous of another woman, it's like just like that, worse though. Because a woman's jealousy is crazy. Imagine a man. Right? Verse 10. And thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, giving them a land and everything. And thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children and thy children's children, and thy flocks and thy herds and all that thou hast. Right? And there will I nourish thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou and thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty. And behold, your eyes and the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that is my mouth that speaketh unto you. Verse 12. Behold, your eyes see, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that it is my mouth that speaketh unto you. And you shall tell my father of all glory, and ye shall tell my father of all my glory in Egypt, and of all that you have seen, and ye shall haste and bring down my father hither, and you shall be quick about it. Right? And he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept upon his neck. Moreover, he kissed all his brethren. Spiritual kiss. You know what I'm saying? Not no lips and stuff like that. 15. Moreover, he kissed all his brethren and wept upon them. And after that, his brethren talked with him, and the fame thereof. 16. And the fame thereof was heard in Pharaoh's house, saying, Joseph's brethren are come, and it pleased Pharaoh well and his servants. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, Say unto thy brethren, to do ye, lad, your beast, and go, get you unto the land of Canaan. All right? And take your father and your household, and come unto me, and I will give you the goods of the land of Egypt, and ye shall eat the fat of the land. Now thou art commanded, this do ye, take you wagons out of the land of Egypt for your little ones and for your wives, and bring your father and come. Also regard not your stuff, for the good of all the land of Egypt is yours. And the children of Israel did so, and Joseph gave them wagons according to the commandment of Pharaoh, and gave them provisions for their way. Hooking them up. The Most High did that for Israel, blessed us through Joseph. Right. Verse 22. To all the nation he gave each man changes of raiment. To all them he gave each man changes of raiment. But to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of raiment. Right? So when they come into Egypt, they have the look, and they don't look so off. You know what I mean? 23. And to his father he sent after this manner 10 asses laden with the good things of Egypt, and 10 she asses laden with corn and bread and meat for his father by the way. So he sent his brethren away, and they departed. And he said unto them, See that ye fall not out by the way, like don't get lost. And they went up out of Egypt and came into the land of Canaan unto Jacob their father, and told him, saying, Joseph is yet alive, and he is governor over all the land of Egypt. And Jacob's heart fainted, for he believed them not. He was like, I can't even imagine that feeling right now. Right? And they told him all the words of Joseph, which he had said unto them. And when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived. Mm. And Israel said, It is enough. Joseph, my son, is yet alive. I will go and see him before I die. Kal Shirah, the Bar Yahweh, Anaya Shai, Wanah Shemai, Father Yahweh said, what we're doing here. So, yeah, give me a minute. I gotta use the bathroom. All right, y'all. I'm back. Had to go pay the water bill. All right. Okay, so that was the end of chapter 45. Okay. All right, this is Genesis chapter 46, verse 1. And Israel took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices unto Yahweh of his father Isaac. Okay, verse 2. And God spake unto Israel in the visions of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here I am. And he said, I am Yahweh, the God of thy father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make thee a great nation. I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph shall put his hand upon thine eye, and joke him, meaning to, bury him and stuff like that. And Jacob rose up in Beersheba, and the sons of Israel cried, Jacob their father, and their little ones, and their wives, and the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And that's how the Most High talks to us. Let me see. Let me share my screen again. This is Job chapter 33, verse 20. No, start 15, my bad. It's Job chapter 33, verse 15, because in Genesis 46 and 2, it says, And God spake unto Israel in the vision of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here I am. And he said, watch this. And this is Job 33, 16 and 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instructions, that he may withdraw men from his purpose, and hide pride from men. All right? So that's how the Most High speaks to us, and to any man, beside Yahweh Shai and Moses and Masha. Okay? He speaks to them face to face, clear understanding and everything. All right, we start verse 4. I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph shall put his hands upon thine eyes. And Jacob rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel cried, Jacob their father, and their little ones, and their wives, and the wagons which Pharaoh sent to carry them. And they took their cattle. Verse 6. And they took their cattle and their goods which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Egypt, Jacob and all his seed with him, his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters, and all his seed brought he with him into Egypt. And these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt: Jacob and his sons, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and the sons of Reuben, Hanak and Phalu and Hezron and Carmi, and the sons of Simeon, Yemel and Naaman and Ohad and Yashin and Zoor and Shaul, the son of a Canaanitish woman. And the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. And the sons of Judah, and Onan, and Shelah, and Pharez, and Zerah. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Pharez were Hezron and Hamil. And the son of Issachar, Tola, which there's Tolites out here before captivity, and after captivity got the Tolites. Read upon them. And Phahu, and Job, and Shimron, and the sons of Zebulun, Shred, and Elon, and Ahalel. These be the sons of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, and Padam Haram, which his daughter Dinah. All the souls of his sons and his daughters were 33. And the sons of Gad, Zephon, and Haggai, Shani, and Ezban, Eri, and Ardai, and Arli. And the sons of Asher, Limnah, and Ashhan, and Asuni, Abera, and Sarah, their sister. And the sons of Berah, Heber, and Michael. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah, his daughter. And these she bare unto Jacob, even 16 souls. The sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife, Joseph and Benjamin, and unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, which Aseneth, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of Bar, priest of Bear unto him. And the sons of Benjamin were Bala and Becher and Ashbel, Gerah and Naaman, Aha and Rosh, Paphim and Haphim, and Arad. These are the sons of Rachel, which were born to Jacob. All the souls were 14. And the son of Dan, Hushan, and the sons of Naphtali, Ahazel, and Guni, and Jezer, and Shilem. These are the sons of Bilhah, which Laban gave unto Rachel, his daughter. And she bare these unto Jacob. All the souls were 7. All the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, which came out of his loins, beside Jacob's son wives. And all the souls were 66. The 66 souls. And the sons of Joseph, which were born him in Egypt, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 70, 70 souls. And he sent Judah before him unto Joseph, to direct his face unto Goshen. And they came into the land of Goshen, and Joseph made ready his chariot, and went up to meet Israel his father to Goshen, and presented himself unto him, and he fell upon his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said unto Joseph, Now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and shew Pharaoh, and say unto him, My brethren and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And the men are shepherds, for their trade hath been to feed cattle. And they have bought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. And it shall come to pass, when Pharaoh shall call you, and shall say, What is your occupation? That ye shall say, Thy servant's trade hath been about cattle. from our youth even unto now, both we and all our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptians. I don't get that. I gotta find that out. I gotta find out why shepherds. Anybody else know?
Well, what is it? Isn't that when Joseph got his brothers the first time to have dinner, they didn't have dinner with him? That was an abomination. So since I mean they're Jews, probably that's I don't know.
They don't have. They consider the Hebrews abomination. I guess because they're shepherds. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. Probably in the end of it. I don't know. But I gotta figure that out because then we'll understand and have a better conversation with these Egyptians out here from Sudan. So Kal Shara, Debar Yahweh, Anaya Shab, and Hashemayim, Father Yahweh said, what are we doing here? All right, last chapter. Or just Genesis chapter 47 and verse 1. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds and all that they have are come out of the land of Canaan, and behold, they are in the land of Goshen. And he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, what is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, thy servants are shepherds, both we and also our father. They said moreover unto Pharaoh, for to sojourn in the land are we come, for thy servants have a pasture for their flocks. For the famine, for the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore, we pray thee that thy servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, thy father and thy brethren are come unto thee. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of the land make thy father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen let them dwell. And if thou knowest any man of activity amongst them, then make them rulers over my cattle. And Joseph brought in Jacob his father and set him before Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Jacob, how old art thou? And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, they always asking the man and old man, how old are you? And Pharaoh said unto Jacob, how old art thou? And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, the days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers, in the days of their pilgrimage. That was deep right there. And have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers, because they were older. He didn't get to live until he won't get to live as many years as his fathers and them did, 400, 500 years old. Verse 10. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from before Pharaoh. And Joseph placed his father and his brethren and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren, and all his father's household with bread, according to their families. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt, and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you slots. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. And they bought their cattle unto Joseph. And Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. When that year was ended, they came unto him they came unto him the second year, and said unto him, We will not hide it from my Lord, or how that our money is spent. My Lord also had our herds of cattle. There was not aught left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh. And give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. So they said, buy us and our land. So they're selling themselves into slavery as servants. Man, I'm way past this route. I should have been moving it. Might blow my horn. Verse 19. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. And Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh. For the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them. So the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to cities from the end of the borders of Egypt, even to the other end thereof. Only the land of the priests bought he not, for the priests had a portion assigned them of Pharaoh, and did eat their portion which Pharaoh gave them, wherefore they sold not their lands. Verse 24, and it shall come to pass and it shall come to pass in the increase that ye shall give the fifth part unto Pharaoh, and 4 parts shall be your own, for seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your household, and for food for your little ones. And they said, Thou hast saved our lives. Let us find grace in the sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants. And Joseph made it a law over the land of Egypt unto this day, that Pharaoh should have the 5th part, except the land of the priests only, which became not Pharaoh's. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt. So, verse 27, and Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly. All right, well, people started selling themselves into to captivity. That's what you're going to get in these last days, too. People going to be selling themselves. People going to be selling their wives, their kids. It's going to get like that for food. It's going to be the worst of the worst. But they that are planted in the house of Yahweh will flourish in the course of our Alahim. Got to be planted. It's got to be rooted into you. You got to understand and know what's going on. It's got to be rooted into you, because they're going to try to throw these away. They're going to try to get these out your household. You try to get these. I'm trying to take those. All this. You ain't gonna have. That's why you study. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh. Thus say Yahweh Bashem Mashiach Yahushua. Everybody got to study to show themselves approved. You learn through the precepts. That's why you always take notes so you learn through the precepts. There should be no excuse for nobody. This channel, you learn when we go through the precepts. You write those precepts down and you learn them. And you're going to start understanding what's going on because you're learning through the precepts when you're reading them. We're going hitting precept upon precept, precept upon precept. And you're learning about what's going on. You're learning what's wrong and what's right. All right, and what's right in the eyes of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, now I'm going to pass it to soldiers in Akariyah. All right, may Yahweh be with them and he learns.
Shalom. All right. So let's get to the prophets, man. Ezekiel 37. I don't know where to start once I get. All right. This is all right, shalom, shalom. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 15. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick, and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write it upon it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. Right? So this is the coming together of Judah and Ephraim, right? And it said Ephraim and his companions, talking about, the rest of the northern kingdom, Naphtali, Simeon, Gad, Issachar, right? So this is the prophecy of the coming together, all right, of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. And for someone to come together back again, that means they mustn't split. So let's go to where they split. 1 Kings chapter 12 and verse 1. All right, this is 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 1. I'm gonna start verse 1. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king. And it came to pass. All right, so Rehoboam is the son of King Solomon. All right. And it came to pass when Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt, that they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake unto Rehoboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father and his heavy yoke, which he put upon us, lighter, and we will serve thee. All right, so the northern kingdom came to Rehoboam. They told him, man, if you make the yoke, or you make the hard work that King Solomon put on them, saying lighter, saying you just take a little bit off, saying we'll serve you, all right, happily, all right. And he said unto them, Depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed. And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men that stood before Solomon his father, while he yet lived, and said, How do you advise that I may answer this people? Right? So Rehoboam, saying he's going to the elders, seeking counsel, or finding out, saying what he should do, all right, with this people, right? And they spake unto him, saying, If thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and will serve them, and answer them, and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. All right, so they're telling him, hey, I'm saying, if you be a servant to the people and you speak them, saying, if you speak unto them good words, man, they're going to serve you. All right, so that means, saying, just, be at peace with them, man. Take this load off, right? And he said unto them, What counsel give ye, that we may answer this people? No, Slakia, verse 8. But he forsook the counsel of the old men, which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, and which stood before him. Right? So he forsook, man, saying he did away with that counsel, or that he had with the elders, and he went to his friends and had counsel, right? And he said unto them, What counsel give ye, that we may answer this people, who has spoken to me, saying, Make the yoke which thy father which thy father did put upon us lighter. And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, Thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. And now, whereas my father did lay you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father hath chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the 3rd day, as the king had appointed, saying, Come to me again the 3rd day. So the young men told Rehoboam to make the load heavier, right? To chastise them more, to saying beat them more and everything, right? And that's what happens when you don't take heed to counsel, or of elders, right? Of saying of well knowledgeable elders, right? Verse 14, and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, and that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake by uh, Ahiah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. Ahijah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance of the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, now see to thy own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents. All right. So, David, resembling Judah, all right, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. But there was also, when you read more of the story, Levi was also with, same with the northern kingdom as well, until Rehoboam made the golden calves, the two golden calves in which Levi left northern kingdom. So basically, Levi was with the northern kingdom, all right, and it was just Judah and Benjamin. But then when Rehoboam made the two golden calves, Levi left the northern kingdom, all right, and went with Judah and Benjamin. Okay, so that's the split. That's the split of the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. All right, so let's go back to Ezekiel 37, verse 17. And join them one to another unto one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not shoot us without meanest by these? All right, when people come by camp, some people always say, oh, saying, what's this? What's this resemble? All right, when they see our 12 tribes chart and everything. All right, that's the stick that we have out there, and that's what people ask, what meanest thou by these, right? Verse 19, say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. All right, both kingdoms are going to be put together, and we're going to be one. All right, by Hashem Yahushua. All right. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be thine hand before their eyes, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and I will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. All right, this is a future prophecy, right? In which you all, all right, and when you go to Jeremiah 31 about the new covenant, all right, it also talks about bringing Israel into their own land. All right. Verse 22, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. All right, verse 23, neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their God. All right, it said, saying he's going to take us away from our idols, right? Let's go to 1 Corinthians 12 and 2. 1 Corinthians 12, verse 2. All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 2. Ye know that you were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led, right? So we know as the Gentiles are in the New Testament were, the northern kingdom, right? The lost 10 tribes, right? Because they were Gentiles carried away into these dumb idols. And it's saying right here in Ezekiel 37 and 23 that he's going to carry us away from these idols. All right, verse 24, and David my servant shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk into my judgments, and observe my statutes, and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein. even they and their children's children forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them, yea, I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, the Lord, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. All right, so that's a future prophecy of Israel coming together and the Most High taking us out of the land of our enemies, all right, and put us into our new land, and we keep the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, for an everlasting covenant. All right. So with that, I yield.
There we go. Luke 24. Let's get there. All right, we're going to Luke 24 and 30. Share my screen. All right, this is Luke chapter 24 and verse 30, the gospel. And it came to pass as he sat at meat with them, he took bread and blessed it and brake and gave to them. And their eyes were open and they knew him. And he vanished out of their sight. So he break bread, gave them knowledge. And you go up from here and you start to understand the knowledge he gave them. And they said one to another, did not our heart burn within us while he talked with us by the way and while he opened to us his scriptures? And you can go over here. Jeremiah 23 and 29. Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Watch this. Put that together for you. Who maketh his angel spirits and his ministers a flaming fire. Let's look that up while we're here. Angels, ambassadors, messenger, representative. Right? From an unused root meaning to dispatch as a deputy, a messenger specifically of God Yahweh, i.e., an angel, a prophet, a priest, or teacher. Right? Let's go back. Who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers, his angel spirits, his ministers. His angels are ministers. Let's see. Serve, service, minister, minister to serve, minister. The primitive root attend as a middle or worship figuratively or to contribute to minister. Right? So let's go here real quick. Minister, a member of Celergy prostate. Oh, come on, man, be moving all over the place. A pastor. These are synonyms right here. Not a church woman. Evangelist, a preacher, a priest. A priest is a principal's officer. an ordained minister. Okay. Who maketh his angel spirits his ministers a flaming fire. Right? Jeremiah 23:29. Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Okay. Watch this. 24:32. And they said one to another, did not our heart burn within us? Because he spoke these words. He broke bread with them. He was saying it right here. He broke bread with them. Verse 20, Luke 24:30. And it came to pass, as he sat at meat with them, he took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave to them. He was breaking understanding. And their eyes were open, not from eating bread, but from understanding. And they knew him, and he vanished out of their sight. And they said one to another, did not our heart burn within us? Who maketh this angel spirits, his ministers a flame of fire? Their word burns, it wakes you up. While he talked with us by the way, and while he opened to us the scriptures, and they rose up the same hour and returned to Jerusalem and found the 11 gathered together, and them that were with them, saying, the Lord is risen. The Lord is risen indeed, and hath appeared to Simon. And they told what things were done in the way, and how he was known of them in breaking of bread. Right? And they thus spake. Jesus himself stood in the midst of them, and saith unto them, peace be unto you. He said, Shalom. But they were terrified and affrighted, and supposed that they had seen a spirit, an angel, who maketh this spirit ministers, and his angels. All right. And he said unto them, why are ye troubled? And why do thoughts arise in your hearts? Behold my hands and my feet, showing them regular flesh, that it is I myself. Handle me. Like, look, take a look and see. For a spirit hath not flesh and bones as ye see me have. It's not the same. The flesh is not the same. It's not the same. And when he had thus spoken, he shewed them his hands and his feet. And while they yet believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, Have ye here any meat? And they gave him a piece of broiled fish and of an honeycomb. And he took it and did eat before them. And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me. So David also prophesied of Mashiach Yahushua, and another man also prophesied of Mashiach Yahushua. I saw in the night vision, and behold, this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 13. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Now, remember, I saw in a night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and they came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. Watch. Acts chapter 1 and verse 9. And when he had spoken these things while they were beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. This is Daniel prophesying of this right here. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? The same Jesus which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. And this is what Daniel was prophesying right here. Luke 24 and 44. And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me. Then opened their understanding that they might understand the scriptures, and said unto them, thus it is written, and thus it is. It's like, and they, verse 46, and said unto them, Thus it is written, and thus it behoved Yahushua to suffer and to rise from the dead the third day. Right? Let me see. Okay. Now we're in the same book of Acts where I went to Acts 1 and 9, and the angels sitting by there. And this is Acts 3 and 18. But those things which God before had shewed by the mouth of all his prophets that Christ should suffer, he hath so fulfilled. Repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out. And the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord, which he said in Acts. Acts 1 and 9, and when he had spoken these things while they were beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? The same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Right? Acts 3 and 18. But those things which God before had shewed by the mouth of all his prophets, which is Daniel, that Christ should suffer, he hath so fulfilled. Repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushua, our Master. Okay? This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 13. I saw in a night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, right? The chariots, two angels that was with him, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. See? It's prophecy. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I come not to destroy, but to fulfill what that was written in the Psalms and the prophets. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall no wise pass from the law, to all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Right there. Luke 24 and 44. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me. Then opened he their understanding, that they might understand the scriptures, and said unto them, thus it is written, and thus it is behoved of Yahushua Mashiach to suffer, and to rise from the dead the third day, and that repentance and remission of sins should be preached in his name among all nations, beginning at Jerusalem. And ye are witness of these things. And behold, I send the promise of my Father upon you, but tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem until ye be endued with power from on high. So like you. And that'll be it right there. So just showing you the prophecies that was already prophesied to happen, things to happen, showing you Daniel prophesying of a Mashiach being taken by the clouds and brought forth to the Ancient of Days to see the Father. All right, and then we're going to be taken, and those that make it are going to be taken up as 144,000 and be taught of the Father for 1,000 years before we meet the Father. And that's what this is for. So, hey, man, if you want that, you listen. You do what you can. No brother should have to make you stay in order in these camps. Nobody should make you stay in order. You should want to happily do it. Nobody should have to make you do it. Y'all should be children in spirit, but don't have an understanding of a child. Have not the understanding of a child, but have a childlike spirit. You got to be in order. When you're told to do something, you do it. Nobody should have to make y'all do anything if you want to. And that's what they're looking at. They're looking at those things. They're trying to see who they want and who they don't want. I'm trying to tell you. And with that, we're going to get to these prayers and get out of this. And then, we meet y'all at camp at 6. Okay? So let's get to these prayers. But it hurts from it. It's not from how we first got that chest. Shalom, shalom. This is the Ayanawa. It is our duty to praise the Master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, which has made us like the nations of the lands, or placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitudes. For they worship vanity and emptiness, grateful God who cannot save. But we bow and worship, and thank the Supreme King of Kings, the Holy One. Blessed be he who extends the heaven and establishes the earth, whose throne of glory is in the heavens above. Power's presence is in the highest of heights. It is our God, there is no other. Truly he is our King, there is none else. As it is written in the Torah, you shall know and take to heart this day that Yahweh is Elohim, the heavens above and on earth below. There is no other. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Selah. Shema, Yasharom, Yahweh, 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 Achim, Shema, Yasharom, Yahweh, Yahweh, Achim, Shema, Yasharom, Yahweh, Yahweh, Shema, Yasharala Yahweh, Ahayanawa Yahweh Achet, Hero Israel, our God.
Ten commandments, love of the name of Yahweh. Anya,
Anya,
Yahweh, Hayika,
Alahaya,
Ashra,
Ashura,
Warakazah,
Warakazah,
Athika,
Athika,
Marakazah,
Warakazah,
Marakazayah,
Warakazayah,
Marcio,
Bathim,
Ba'a,
Haya,
Yahaya,
Ka,
Ka, Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Kariam,
Kari,
Abanya,
Abanya,
Ba'a,
Ba'a,
Daisha,
Aisha,
Ka,
Ka,
Sol,
Sol,
Ba'a,
Ba'a,
Da'ibadah,
Ba'a,
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 Koka,
Koka,
Asham,
Ashur,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ashwa,
Bashua,
Sakar,
Sakar,
Ayawam,
Ayawun,
Ashwa,
Hashua,
Bakadashla,
Lakadasu,
Abad,
Abad,
Abaka,
Abaka,
Wa,
Wa,
Amaka,
Amak,
La'a,
La'a,
Taratasa,
Alakaza,
La'a,
La'a,
Lana'a,
Lana'a,
La'a,
La'a,
Lana'a,
Ragamat,
La'a,
La'a,
Lana'a,
Lana'a,
Shakur,
Shakur,
La'a,
La'a,
Lanaman,
Lagaman,
Call,
Ko,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Lara'ika,
Laraika,
first greatest commandments. There Israel, Yahweh, that Yahweh is one. That's so like Yahweh, like God with all our heart, with all our soul. Like second greatest commandments, Ra'ika la'aka plama la'aka tar aka anka wa'abda ra'aka ani Yahweh. I should not avenge nor bear grudge against the children of people. Thus love the neighbors thyself like Yahweh. Or this is Zakawan Hasha'ak, memorial of the woman. Now when Yahweh Shai was in bed, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster flask of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for 300 pence when your wages and given to the poor. Yahushua understood. He said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but ye have not always. For that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she gives my spirit. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done so for memorial of her. Hallelujah.
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 Hashem.
Hashem, Yahushua, Yahushua,
Mashiach.
Mashiach, Selah, Selah.
That's it.
Okay. Put the pillow up, sir. Leave it there.
All right, guys.